No, with Lycides, and over for SK we have Nocturne on Sleazy. Damn you. Nocturne on Sleazy, where was I? Severus with Alistair, Ocelot with Akali, N-Rated with Misfortune, and Althor with Annie. Let's get some game sounds. Yeah. There's the game sounds. Just get myself all invisible and sort it out. So, if you're just joining us and you're wondering what is going on at this time of night in Europe between SK and Competo, well, it is the ESL Pro Series German Grand Finals for the summer season of 2011. It is a best-of-3 game, and SK have a 1-0 lead after taking down Competo in just over a matter of seconds, I think, over 30 minutes. So, a fairly snappy game, if we can call it that one. We had some interesting picks which don't seem to have come up so much this time. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't have access to the bans, which really is quite annoying. But I'm guessing we saw some bans of awesome champions from the last game. Obviously, we saw Sleazy playing a great Jarvan. This could be interesting, actually. SK are already in the jungle of Competo around the blue buff, and yeah, let's see how that one goes for them. And they are all there with all 5. Actually, N-Rated is going to head home, but I'm not sure that Competo are going to really spot this early enough, to be honest. There we go. Clairvoyance is down, so Competo are going to know that SK are around there, and wisely SK are, of course, backing away. Just to take a quick look at the summoner spells that we've got. Obviously, Nocturne with Smite will be the jungler for SK. Sleazy Weezy, pretty standard stuff from him. And on the other side is Evelyn with Unzo, who will be jungling. We've got an Ignite on Annie, and Ignite on Akali, Ignite on Brand, Ignite on Malzahar. Pretty simple stuff. And they've already got off into the lane phases. So top lane is going to be Fish with Malzahar up against Ocelot with Akali. In the middle, it's going to be a battle of fire with Pharrell with Brand and Althor with Annie. Down in the bottom lane, we've got Misfortune, which of course is being played by N-Rated, who played Corki in that last game, played a smashing one as well, and Severus is there as well. So a little bit more power there in terms of, you know, they can maybe push Competo a little bit. Obviously, no real 100% true healer. Obviously, Severus with Alistair can do that healing job anyway. But still, not your standard kind of support you'd see there. No Sona, no Janna. So that could be interesting as to how that one goes. And as you can see there, Evelyn in the jungle with Unzo, and of course Nocturne with Sleazy Weezy. So that's the kind of start and how things are looking already at this stage of the game. And it's not surprising to see the pink wards down very early on from SK, just to make sure that they aren't going to be caught out by Evelyn. And actually, they've just spotted Evelyn there. Was there a ward? Okay, and so it was Clairvoyance that was down while she was doing those wraiths. So I'm going to keep an eye on bottom for now, as N-Rated had taken a little bit of damage, down to half. But as I mentioned before, and if you've obviously been watching the first game, then you'll know this already, but I'm going to repeat it for the benefit of people who may have come across the stream over on the League of Legends website. This is a best-of-3. SK have the 1-0 advantage, and should they win this one, then they will be the champions of the ESL Pro Series Germany. I guess I should also touch on the fact, since I'm talking about Germany, the fact as to why Wicked isn't playing. A lot of people ask that one, and that is because the EPS Germany is a German competition. The rule is you have to have 3 Germans, or at least 3 people who live in Germany in your team, and of course SK have Ocelot from Spain, Althor from France, so they can't have one more player in there. Obviously Wicked coming from Denmark, so hopefully that clears that up for you a little bit. And right now, no real massive pressure being put on in either of the 3 lanes. We are seeing Evelyn just doing those golems, so maybe she'll come down, have a little bit of a look at bottom, but obviously that ward is there and hanging around. I don't think there is one anywhere else. No, they're more concerned about this bottom lane from the start by the looks of things, are SK. Early CS, let's take a look. Obviously, this bottom lane might be the biggest one there. 28 for Misfortune, 21 for Corki. Pretty even stuff. Up at the top, Ocelot, 29, and Fish with Malzahar, 16. So already, Akali getting some good stuff done up there with Ocelot. Or Ocelot doing some good stuff with Akali. It's always so confusing when everyone literally has two names and those names change on a different game. So we see Unso actually starting to move in there, and they're going to know once that, obviously that ward is there and Unso starts walking in like, damn it, I guess they have a ward. Which still has, if I can find, 20 seconds left on it. So maybe they'll be headed off back for some more of those that little bit later on. As Sona just warding up here. The exit down into that jungle. Sorry, into the South River. It has been a very, very long day, guys. So if I randomly just say things and then correct myself, it's because I am actually pretty tired and really, really hot in this studio. As Demon found out last weekend, it is an actual sauna here in ESL TV studios. And if you're wondering about the event itself, oh, that's a nice bit of damage onto Althor. If you're wondering about the event itself and where it's been held, it is being held here in Cologne as well, but in a special place called the Götzenisch, which is in the town centre, a big exhibition hall, which I'm sure you guys saw when I was kind of relaying the feed from the other stream onto this stream. So I guess you saw a little bit of that anyway. But it's a cool place. Obviously, the teams are playing all on stage. Sleazy has to be careful here. That Clairvoyance went down just to see if they could catch him out. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out. And I guess we return down to this bottom lane, where we see N-Rated slightly ahead in terms of the experience, and it really is slightly, actually. Corki just popping 5 there as well, and Althor will actually get the first blood, and this is what we're talking about with these wards, that Evelyn is, not rendered useless, but really finds it difficult to come in for those ganks early on. I mean, her big strength is that obviously she's invisible and she's going to get in there when she's stealth and jump up on you and say, hello, sorry, but you're dead. And obviously with those pink wards and those vision wards, that's just not quite going to work out. That's some nice damage by Althor. Oh, and the stun must have been very, very close there. Let's get back down bottom. Misfortune, not much going on. They're going to dive in on the middle tower. Althor, is he going to survive? He's got an ignite on him. And, well, Forellen went down, but he managed to get that ignite off before it happened. It was nicely dove in there by Ocelot. And I guess they didn't really see. I saw something in chat. Yeah, Misfortune said warded, which is what confused me there. And I guess Ocelot just came in there anyway and still managed to get onto that one. Exhaust going on to N-Rated. Are they going to be able to follow this one up? Severus just trying to get as much of a heal out as he can. And there is Ocelot again. He's come down into this middle area to cover things. And we'll probably be able to put some pressure onto this tower. Okay, only 3 minions there with him. Nocturne is up at the top as the silence bar comes out from Malzahar. And ulti from Misfortune, who says, okay, you're starting to push my lane that little bit too much. I don't like it. Here's my ultimate straight down your lane. Also, it needs to be very, very careful here. And taking, obviously, the Invis circle. The Clairvoyance was put down by Competo. And Ocelot will get away completely free. But Althor could also be in a bit of trouble. Unzo decided not to follow in there in the end. I mean, he's 2 levels below Althor anyway. So probably would have not managed to turn that little push into a kill, whatever happened. Still down on this bottom. Let's have a look at the CS, because Corki not being back to shop just yet. 61 to 62. It's very, very even on that bottom lane. We're going to see Althor actually swap up now for middle. I guess Ocelot was having a little bit of a hard time going up against Malzahar. And we are seeing Ocelot putting in that little bit extra damage there. They throw down an ignite as well onto Brand. And both players just going to sit back, take their pots and heal up. This could be interesting though. We've got Unso just waiting in the brush, maybe trying to catch Althor out. I'm not sure that Althor is going to overextend himself in that position, especially when there's no vision ward around there whatsoever. so they wouldn't be able to push out too far. Malzahar and Evelyn are starting to work their way down towards this middle area, and they have actually pinged the turret there of SK just to make sure that someone comes in to defend it. I guess they thought that since Fish was miss up top with Malzahar that they were going to come down and put that pressure on that middle turret. As we see the bit of a fight going on down below, surely we're going to see the fight kill coming out here, and yeah, it comes onto Misfortune. Severus now has to be careful as the Valkyrie is used from Sidio. Severus will get away, but Unzo is going to come down and walk straight, of course, into that ward, which means they know he is there. But we are 2 for 2 on the kills, and obviously in the last game we did see N-rated playing as Corki. This time around, not having such a great time of things. Has managed to pick up a BF sword already in this one. 10 minutes gone, 11 minutes gone, I should say. And we'll see now if Ocelot is going to get into a position to attack onto Evelyn. Yes, definitely is. The exhaust comes back onto Ocelot, though, and he knows he cannot chase down so close to the tower there. And probably should be a little bit careful as well, because the others are coming back into lane. We see the Oracle Elixir already being picked up for Sona, so she's going to be trying to clear out some of those wards. Specifically these vision wards, of course, to maybe give Evelyn a little bit easier of a time. N-rated now has switched himself up to middle. Brand starting to work up there, so they've spotted that ward and they will take it down. Blue buff is going to be taken by Sleazy, I guess. Yep. And they've pinged Malzahar there, so they've spotted that he's on his way down. Somehow there wasn't actually a ward in there, so I'm not sure really how that all came about, but anyway. And there goes the ulti from Misfortune just to clear that out. And SK are going for a dragon at 12 minutes on the clock. And we are going to see a little bit of poke coming out, but I think this should be fairly safe for SK. Yes, it was. It was taken by SK. There goes the Ignite onto Kedio, onto Corki, and he's going to survive just about. Obviously, has those little heals from Sona. But SK now have 3 down bottom. It'll be interesting to see whether they decide to push a bit heavier onto this one. And yeah, Severus just saying 18-15 for Drake. Obviously, 6-minute spawn timer on it. Up at top, Malzahar is pushing heavy onto this top turret. And the only one really around is going to be Nocturne. And he's coming down, coming up a little bit too slow. And this top tower is going to go to Competo. Surely going to go to Competo. Yes, it is. And that's nicely pushed out there. We've got Akali now facing off in middle. Obviously, Brand getting stronger and stronger. He's actually gone double Doran's Ring, got an Amp Tome as well as his Sorcerer's Shoes already. Let's have a look at Alistair. Obviously, Fairy Charm, couple of Wards Boots, nothing really spectacular there. Ocelot does have the Hextech Revolver. And we see Annie with Blasting Wand and Catalyst the Protector. N-rated did have that BF sword earlier and has now gone for the pickaxe as well. And let's have a look down the minion kills. Corki for Competo 83, N-rated for SK 102. So fair amount extra, and they have to be careful now as well because Unzo is starting to work his way in. There is no vision ward up, but they did kind of ping it, and Althor's coming to the back of this bush. Not sure whether they will have actually spotted that. Will Competo. I'm watching from SK's point of view, so I can only see what SK will see if I take off the invisibility. And there goes the ulti from Nocturne. They're going to dive straight in onto Pharalen. Brand is going down, but Sleazy will follow. The Ignite was in there very early on. I think we're going to see now the pressure put down onto this bottom tower, and they were not expecting Evelyn to be there, but we are going to see surely a double kill. At least 2 kills coming out. Not sure who they were from. And yeah, it was from Sideo who gets that double kill back. And who picked up the other kills? Severus was there. Misfortune, yeah, 1 kill, 2 kills for Annie. But either way, a fairly kind of crazy fight going on. Obviously, after that dive came in the middle where they lost Nocturne, it went 1-for-1. I guess they thought they could push in there. Probably didn't count on the fact that Evelyn was still hanging around by that tower. And that really cost SK a little bit. I mean, it's still 5-for-5. Things fairly even. And Akali is 2-for-0 as well, which is always a nice position to be in as an Akali. But over on the Competo side, Corki is 2-0-1. Has his Phage, has his Sheen, so slowly building up to his Trinity there. And there goes the middle tower as well. So really, so far, it's pretty nicely done from Competo. I mean, we saw them in the first game. They never really got started. It was finished after half an hour. And this could be a bit of trouble again for SK. Unso is there, Brand is there, and they're going to go back to the power of the tower. But they do have all 5 from Competo who, you know, are going to probably put down a little bit of damage to them here. They've got a fairly fat creep wave as well coming in with them. SK just trying to actually back this one up. But obviously, Brand got plenty of poke. The silence bar from Malzahar is going to be annoying. And they've taken around about a third of that HP away. And constantly doing damage. Enrated down to half health. Obviously it was Forellen really doing some nice damage. And there's another one just to try and keep this tower in range for Competo so that they can continue to put down the damage onto it. It's fell way below the halfway point now in its health. Alistair just trying to heal. And they're still around here with all 5. The Will of the Ancients picked up. Here comes the ultimate from Sleazy. That was an interesting way to engage this fight. Ultimate comes out from Misfortune as well. And we see Sona surely going down. Yep, Ocelot will charge in there. Ocelot follows as well. Unso is finished off. And Enrated goes down. And basically, it's just a mass of chaos. Sleazy's got an Ignite on him. Will anyone be able to catch up to him? Corki maybe. Yep, Corki is going to flash over there. Is Sleazy going to get away? Yes, and Alistair got away as well with not so much health. So that one was 3-for-2 in favor of Competo. They lost Evelyn, they lost Sona, but they took out Akali, Misfortune, and Annie. The 3 that you're going to be looking at to do the most damage in this SK lineup. Yeah. And Ocelot just giving some wise words out there. We need Sev to go instead of Sleazy. And Sev, of course, Severus playing with Alistair. So he's the man that they're... I mean, it's pretty standard that, for me at least, that... I don't know, that was a big dive from Nocturnal. A big range. I'm not sure that it was... really that safe, to be honest. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence. And obviously Ocelot just kind of correcting his teammates there, saying, okay, we need to change that. It needs to be Severus to go in there. He needs to be able to take that damage at that stage of the game. So a quick look down the items. We have Blasting 1, obviously the Hextech Revolver, Amp Tome on Ocelot. Let's have a look. Enrated, who has built Infinity Edge now. Althor got the Rod of Ages, and they're actually pinging Dragon. Yeah, it came up 15 seconds, sorry, not even 15 seconds ago. They were really on time for it, were Competo. And we could see them go maybe 4 or 5. Brand is going to flash away, yeah. And SK have got... Are they going to have this dragon? It certainly looks like it, to be honest. And yes, they will take away that dragon. Now let's see if Competo will engage the fight. Yes, they will. First kill comes in onto Evelyn. Surely Corki's going down as well. And we see Fish being nibbled away at almost by Nocturne. There we go, finished off. And Ocelot is still hanging around here. I'm not sure they're going to be able to push for the kill onto Brand and onto Sona. No, they're not. But SK surviving that one, losing only just 1 to the 3 of Competo, and that puts them back ahead in the overall kill scores. 24 minutes 45 seconds is the next time that the dragon will be spawning once again, and with the range that they have here, they can probably finish off this turret, especially since Tibbers has been sent out there just to annoy Brand that little bit more. Obviously up at the top, Nocturne just clearing out that creep wave. They didn't quite get that middle turret down. Just 260 health, so the next time someone manages to poke into it, probably is going to be all finished there. Severus Picking up a second Philosopher's Stone. Ocelot already went through his stuff before. Let's have a look over at Competo. Banshee's Veil built on Malzahar. Obviously, the Ionian Boots of Lucidity as well. Wriggle's Lantern, Merc Treads for Evelyn. Brand is probably the one that's most interesting to look at. Blasting Wand he's added to, obviously, the Will of the Ancients, which he had before. And on Corki, as I mentioned before, he was building up to his Trinity Force, which he now has completed. So Corki going to be looking a little bit dangerous in this stage of the game. Severus just making sure that that bottom area is warded up. And here comes that little bit of a push onto the middle turret. That's all it needed. Really not a lot to finish it off. And Brand is starting to really hurt, actually, in this middle area. 200 AP. Let's have a look at Annie. Annie. Yeah, Rod of Ages. That's what we already saw before. And 3 of them going to portal home for SK. Let's see if that's a shopping trip before something big. Yep, Giant's Belt bought by Akali. I guess Crystal Scepter going to come out there. Elixir of Brilliance actually bought for Annie. So I guess they're going to be going for something big here. Elixir of Fortitude, obviously, to give the health and the AD extra to Misfortune. So Ocelot says, you push bottom, we go top with you. Okay. So, yeah, basically, they're going to try and split the map here and force Competo to really commit to one side of it. Currently, though, Competo are causing all kinds of problems in and around the jungle of SK. Going to be taking away these Wraiths. Pings left, right, and center for SK. In fact, Nocturne has come back there. Sleazy to join in the fight. They're going to take red buff for Misfortune. That's not really so much of a surprise. And you can see that Competo are headed down into the South River. What time was Drake again? 24:45. Okay, so still basically 3 minutes on that next dragon. And Competo just hanging around in the jungle. Let's see what SK have got themselves in for. There is a ward there. There's a ward outside of Dragon as well, outside of Baron as well. And as far as I see, no one actually has an Oracle's Elixir. So there's no way for SK to be actually weeding out those wards at this stage, which of course is going to play into the hands of Competo. They've got an Oracle on Sona, so they can make sure that everything in terms of that river area is clear, and they're putting in so much pressure at this stage. Look at that for a nice forward ward. And let's see what their next target is. They're going to take down golems. And they are going to push straight in for this one. Nice stun from the Sona ulti. Oh, Evelyn's caught in a horrible position. Going to get killed there, surely. Yes, you will. Obviously, we saw the ulti come out as well from Nocturne. And yeah, Malzahar has got absolutely no chance there. And that is 4 for nothing in that one fight there for SK. And Ocelot actually got himself a triple kill during all that. And let's be honest, what is Sona going to do in terms of stopping them getting Baron? Absolutely nothing. And that's what SK are going to do. We saw them do it around the 18-minute mark, I think it was, in game number 1. This time that little bit later, but the kills were also a lot more even. The Competo team now has, of course, respawned. But SK are going to take Baron and are going to be straight out of there and will be going home. And this time I can see the length of the Baron buff without actually looking over to the other screen. So a couple of pings going off from SK to this top turret. I'm not sure what they really have planned 100%. We're going to see the Dragon coming up fairly shortly, 24:15, and my brain is really kind of fried today, so I have to look again. 24:45, okay. And the next Baron is at 39:25. So let's have a look, see what they've been buying up. Yep, there's the Crystal Scepter for Akali. Wriggle's Lantern, pretty obvious stuff there for Nocturne. And obviously the Infinity Edge that I mentioned before. Maybe something new for Annie. Something new for Annie? If I can actually get on her. Yeah, another blasting wand for Annie. So I guess they're going to wait out for the Dragon, which they do have time on. And actually, they're going to they're going to push bottom tower first by the looks of things. Misfortune just clearing out what was left of the Competo minion wave, but they are in onto Dragon. Look at the wards. The wards are just like absolutely monstrous coverage at this stage. I mean, it's pretty good stuff from Competo in terms of their own jungle, but what's that going to really offer you up that little bit later on? There was nothing around Dragon. I think the one that was there actually ran out before they could really do anything with it. And now SK, with that Baron buff, are going to give us a similar situation as to what we saw in the first game. Now, they are pushing down into this bottom lane. The minion wave just coming in to join them as well. Corki just poking out as much as he can. Brand going for the same kind of thing. But SK should just sit on this turret and not care all that much about how much damage they're taking. Obviously, they don't want to take too much and then be pulled into a team fight that they don't feel confident with. But they've really not lost all that much. And of course, they do have those heals with Alistar. Next creep wave should be neutralized by SK. And they're still a little bit scared of going in for it, but here we go. They are going to take down this turret, finally. And are they going to go for the fight? Sleazy was moving kind of in range there, but they decide not to. Again, it was called earlier on, Sleazy, you're not going to be engaging first. It has to be Alistar. And in the team fights that we've seen after those words from Ocelot, let's be honest, it's been all great for SK. We saw the last one was 4-1. Severus just saying 30 minutes Drake. And are they going to continue to push? I don't really see any reason why they probably shouldn't. Here we go. This is bad maybe for Evelyn. Just moving out there and surely will go down. Akali dashes forward. Ultimate coming out from Nocturne. Corki is going to fall. It was Misfortune who did most of the damage there. It's left with a 3-on-3. And the health advantage certainly over with Competo. As we saw the slow put down by N-Rated's Misfortune, just to stop them from following on. But that wasn't half bad for Competo. Lose a couple of guys each. Obviously, that's 2 Baron buffs out of the way, which actually has not got so much time left on it. And it brings these scores back to 16-11. As we see Brand there just taking the blue buff. Got himself a needlessly large rod. Got himself a blasting one. So Rabadon's death cap incoming shortly, most probably. Corki got himself a BF sword on top of the Trinity Force that we saw earlier. Infinity Edge, it's all pretty much the same over on the SK team, apart from a long sword, which is going to make all the difference for Nocturne. So I'm just going to take like a little drink because I'm actually dying of thirst. So I'll try and keep my eye on the game as well and come back, but it'll just be a couple of seconds. Okay, so I am back. We finally do have the Oracle's Elixir with Severus, who is going to be taking down wards, because the next Baron comes up at 39.25, sorry. So yeah, still plenty of time for that. And it looks like SK having a peek at this top turret. They don't quite have the minion coverage, but they are all 5 around there. Alistar built now with a Kindle gem. Obviously that bit of extra health, plus the cooldown reductions. And SK are now going to work their way in onto this outer turret in the top lane. Oh, Severus needs to be careful there. Taking so much poke damage from Competo. Obviously Brand really doing ridiculous amounts of damage now. Sleazy going to fall victim to that as well. And we are going to see the push in. Actually, the Tibbers goes down onto the head of Brand. They are going to lose Althor. Furlen is going to fall surely, but I'm not sure how this fight's going for SK. Yeah, they're deciding to back away from this one. They've lost 2 already. They're up against 4. 3 versus 4. How's that fight going to turn out? Well, Ocelot's full of confidence, it seems. but they thought it was a 3-on-3. I guess Evelyn, I didn't really see her in terms of whether she was stealth there, but it wasn't the best idea for SK to go back into that one. And as you can see, Competo going to go straight back home. They have a good 30 seconds on those final 2 kills. Alistair will be up in just a few, and Annie will follow quickly afterwards as well. So Competo very much in this game. Only the bottom lane has really been pushed quite heavily by SK. Obviously the outer and the inner turret taken down. Still have all the 3 base turrets. In the middle they still have the inner turret as well. SK only have those 3 inner turrets. So SK, not in the most amazing position. They're 2 kills in front. And if we look at the CS at this stage of the game, Misfortune and Corky, who obviously were the 2 farming down bottom, 188 for Misfortune, 166 for Corky. Brand with 175 to who was middle, Akali for a point, Annie for a point. So they fell behind slightly there. But obviously we've seen Competo playing that bit more defensive recently since that last Baron buff went over to SK Gaming. And we've hit now the halfway point, half an hour point, which is actually where it was pretty much over and done with. I didn't see the exact time again. I forgot to look at it exactly, but it was there or thereabouts, half an hour. So this one poised to take that little bit longer and is still wide open. Competo, no, their backs to the wall with this one. They've got the pressure on them. They have to win this game. Otherwise, their EPS German hopes are finished. And Baron is now up. SK are doing Dragon, and they're going to leave it, actually, for Sleazy to finish off and get into position, maybe, for a Baron. Let's have a look. Competo are sniffing around there as well. And I think they've got rid of all the wards. I can't quite see any around for SK. No, they're all Competo wards around Baron. Yeah. And there is actually no Oracle on anyone from SK either. So that's a little bit of a bummer in terms of being able to hold on to that Baron area. We've seen Annie just go back. And by Quicksilver Sash. Sona again, clearing out wards. And Competo in this Northern River area, I think they're spoiling for a fight for this one. Their last team fight went very nicely for them. SK are still hanging around. Are they going to push middle? There's the Banshee's Veil that Sleazy has been saving up for a little while. And it gets instantly popped the first time they get anywhere near their enemies. But still, SK have no vision around Baron. I think they're feeling quite safe in the fact that, Competo don't seem to be going for it. We've seen Brand finally complete his Rabadon's Death Cap. And Bloodthirster is completed as well on Corky. Malzahar, needlessly large rod, but I think he had that before. He's also got the blasting one, so we're going to see Rabadon's Death Cap as well, I guess, coming out for Malzahar. As Competo ward up even more. Okay, that one was running out, so nicely timed. They're making sure that they keep this vision on Baron at all times because they don't want to let another one go. And SK have gone in there. Okay, finally they've picked up the Oracle on Severus, and maybe that will force Competo to work their way in here and maybe go for somewhat of a team fight. And Severus actually will charge out towards him, and he's going to engage in that fight again. A similar situation that we saw with Nocturne earlier on was way out of range. But there goes the ulti from Misfortune. We've seen the ulti from Nocturne come out as well, and Ocelot has taken down Evelyn. Here comes Ocelot for another kill. He has to flash away, so low HP. Well, there goes Althor with Annie. Surely he's going to be able to take down Sona. Yes, finally the nuke will get it, and they're going to use Tibbers to tank this middle turret. And they need to be a little careful. I mean, in all fairness, Corky and Brand aren't really high HP anymore, so they should be able to push straight through. Plenty of minions there. Of course, they do have Alistair still to do that little bit of tanking damage, but more importantly, to give them a little bit of health back in this one, and they could possibly push right through here with the minion wave that they have. What do they have? 5, 6? No, not going to go for it. They are still 5 men alive, and obviously Baron didn't get picked up there, so maybe that might be the next target for them, as they just spot that ward. That will be nicely cleared out. Althor is headed home. And SK working their way up towards Baron by the looks of things. But Competo obviously have everyone back alive again. That clairvoyance was an SK clairvoyance, actually. So they knew that Competo were moving in there. Sona doing a good job to make sure this area gets warded up again. And Althor is indeed back into the fight. So it's only Sleazy that's really not got full HP for SK. And they have these super minions now to help them push down through this middle lane. Let's see if that's the target, whether they'll go straight in there. I'm not sure it'll be quite enough right now. They'd rather have the Baron buff, of course. As another clairvoyance is popped. Ward's cleared out. And another ward. Any second will be cleared out. And are they going to go for Baron? They still don't have any offensive wards placed, SK. So they still don't have vision of where Competo are going to come from. And you can see they're a little bit worried about going for that one. Actually, Severus is going to portal home. And they... Oh, I thought they may just have caught Sona out of position there. She was trying to ward. Severus comes back. Ward cleared. And this area is, in fact, empty of Competo there. You know, not so far away, just around that blue buff area. And SK have just pinged up there as well. And Brand should be a little bit careful. No, Brand... I'm not sure if he could really spot it from there, but they are going to be going in. There goes the ulti onto Evelynn, and of course they do have the Oracle, so she can be as invisible as she thinks she is, and that is not going to be worth anything. SK now are going to start to move in. Obviously it is 4 versus 5, so this might be the situation where they back away, go for that Oracle, or maybe even try to force a team fight against Sona. A little bit out of position. Does have pretty much full health, full mana though. SK now going to go back, and it seems finally settle on Dragon. Yes, so Dragon engaged. Competo starting to work their way in. Clairvoyance comes down, and SK know that they're coming in there. I was just checking the health on Baron, still at 2/3 or so. And SK very, very wary of going for that one. And you can tell that they really want to finish this game 2-0. I mean, they could have taken a few more risks here and there, but no, they've played it safe, and they've kept it going well. On the Ocelot, they're still hanging around this ward. Yeah, he's going to run out in 15 seconds or so, so maybe we'll see a few extra wards being picked up to be placed a little bit more aggressively. Just to give them that extra sight. And I heard a ward just being put down. Oh no, it was Clairvoyance on Baron actually. And it was from Competo. That one. Competo just doing blue buff. That's most likely, I guess, going to be going into the hands of Brand. Yes. Okay. And here we go. Here come the more offensive wards by SK. And actually, they're going to start to push in there. There was a silence bar put down by Malzahar. But this first ward, I guess, is only the first step for SK. I'd imagine they'll be trying to get a ward off down here somewhere so they can watch these two entrances up towards that Baron area. And they are kind of sticking on it already, and they are going to dive in onto Brand. Brand is going to go down. Corki is target number 2. Corki will not get away. Actually, yes, he will just about. It was Ocelot who fell, and there is an Ignite on Corki, so he is a dead man. Sleazy is very, very low, but they still have N-rated hanging around, and he's got lots of lots of health left. And yeah, Evelyn comes back, wanted to get that kill. But the problem could be now, yeah, that Evelyn's going to go down as well. And they are pinging over here by Sona, who does get Tibbers damage. And SK have 2 men left, only 1 left for Competo. It is Malzahar, and we'll see if he's able to do anything about this one, as the middle inhibitor does respawn for Competo. But this turret is going to go down. I'd imagine the next one will fall as well, as Tibbers will just fall. But they've got plenty of minions there to support them. And Competo now have 2 men alive. Third one comes up in 5 seconds. The rest not for over 10 seconds. But SK will be quite happy with getting in there, taking down that turret. And knowing now that only the bottom turret protects an inhibitor. And let's be fair, it's less than half HP as well. So... yeah, Oracle pop for Severus. See what Ocelot's got. So he's built Bilgewater Cutlass, got himself Void Staff already, Quicksilver Sash, and the Crystal Scepter, which was there already before. Althor is going home, so I guess we'll check him in a minute. Bloodthirster was already there. Phage. And here is Althor. So, needlessly large rod collected. I'm not sure if I just missed that earlier. I'm sure I said something about Althor and a needlessly large rod. But it's been a very, very long day. Obviously, we're into the 41st minute of this game. And SK starting to put a bit of pressure on. Still, of course, that last Baron survives. And it looks like SK are going to try and push down, get rid of this inhibitor once again. Sleazy, obviously, with some nice pushing power now. With his trail. And he's already in and starting to do damage onto that inhibitor. And it will go down. I'm guessing there's going to be no fight happening, though. Yeah, SK are backing out from it. And where are they headed now? Top inhibitor? No, probably not. By the looks of it, they're actually just going to wait for their creeps to come in, which are stuck a little bit there. We may just see the push. Yes, we will see the engage. No, not quite. SK are going to work their way in, get in onto this inhibitor and try and finish it off. Actually, there was the ulti from Brandon. They're all packed together, which doesn't make it, you know, all that easy to, number one, get away from, but also it makes it bounce pretty quick between you. And SK just continuing to get rid of any of these minions, and they're just going to leave a massive pile of minions plus the super minions onto these Nexus towers, which will, you know, tie Competo up for a little bit, probably give them enough time to maybe go in and get themselves a Baron. Actually, we see the engage there from Severus. No, not quite, but there was the ulti from Nocturne. Yeah, and Evelyn's caught in the middle, and surely will go down. Yes. So that's the 1 and the 2 kills. Enrated will get Fish. Yes. Fish will go down as well. And the yes sounds really celebratory, by the way. I'm definitely not being biased towards SK. It just kind of sounded that way. They're going to dive in as well there onto Sona. And all 5 are down. And GG's called by Competo. And that is going to be it. SK Gaming are going to be winning the ESL Pro Series Germany, the summer season 2011. And after a couple of hard weeks for the SK team, obviously not getting themselves through to DreamHack, this is something that they can be proud of. There have been some great teams through this season that SK have gone up against. And obviously, it goes without saying, SK, a massive, massive fan favorite in the League of Legends community. Not just due to their massive successes, but also the personalities that they obviously have on their teams as well. You know, the likes of Wicked and the guys who are doing streaming all the time. They have fans from other games, you know, like Ocelot playing World of Warcraft. So, you know, just a great team are SK, and hopefully we shall see a lot more from them in the future. But basically, that's it from me tonight. I guess what we'll be doing is switching over the stream for a little while onto the German stream once they, you know, finish talking pure German about the game, and show you the after interviews. There you can see the players who are obviously very, very happy about picking up this title. And rightly so as well. It's been a long season. And let's see if there's some music. No. No music. Just there. I thought they might have, like, cool music going on as well. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been, especially if you've been with us the whole day long. I know a lot of you tuned in 7, 8 o'clock for the League of Legends. It was scheduled for 8. Unfortunately, it didn't quite happen till, well, 10:30 or something, which I guess was 2 hours ago. So, yeah, really thanks for tuning in. Again, a big thanks to Riot Games, not only for giving us a tournament client and embedding the stream on their front page, but also for sending over Zenon the Stoich, obviously, who's been casting over on the German stream, so thanks a lot for that. But most importantly, guys, it's all about you, because you're the viewers, and without you,